All right, starting up session 4 of the Sphere of Power. Party is now getting ready to enter Northknife Pass. So on the second morning after you leave Bralizzar, you find yourselves at the foot of Northknife Pass, gradually closing in on the forbidding dust wall as you traveled northeasterly for the past 2 evenings. It is clear this path leads up to the lowest point on the craggy ridge for miles in any direction. The party makes camp at the foot of the pass to wait out the heat of the day. The day passes, as have the past 2 evenings, uneventfully, aside from a passing caravan or two heading into Bralizzar. But knowing you still have yet to cross the pass, you are wary to let your guard down. The nights have been comfortable if somewhat cool, but the days have been unbearable. Stepping out of the tents into the direct sun immediately heats up any exposed metal armor, making it burn to the touch within minutes. Already Haig and Varric are envious looking towards the mountain peaks, wishing they did not have to pass beyond them. As the sun rises this dawn, the long shadows on the crags highlight the difficult trek ahead of you. Northknife Pass awaits. So basically this is the point where you set up camp, or that was up to the point where you set up camp. You set out through the heat of the day. It looks like I had those in backwards order. That last sentence should have been between the 2 paragraphs, so my apologies for that. But basically, so you set out 2 nights. You got to the foot of the mountains. As dawn rose, you see the mountains above you. I actually showed the picture of kind of what you see when we ended last week. And then you make it through the night, through the day without any other events. So now we are looking at roughly 7 o'clock p.m. as the sun's setting. And since we are presuming that we're running dusk to dawn for your travels this time of year, that leaves you roughly about 10 hours of travel per night. And the good news is that actually makes calculations a heck of a lot easier. So it is now the 23rd day of Eliasis, and like I said, just about 7 o'clock p.m. And, oh, missing ready check, I'm going to guess, is the camel? Or is the camel? Okay.
No.
It's
your client that you're broadcasting to us.
That's right. That's right. I need to check it. Thank you. Ding, 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 ding. Ta-da. Ah, brilliant. Well, I figure all this new stuff out as I go. Anyway, before we move forward, any character inquiries or preparations or anything else of that like? All right, and then just one final note, inside the party inventory sheet, I have added your mounts, your rations, your 2 pavilion tents, and your water. So we should be ready to go. The one thing I will point out right away, or that you have noticed at this point after the past 2 days, is that either distance is warped here, or you are traveling unusually slow. And your feeling is that the latter is true, because you do notice that, trudging through the sand, you're not walking quite as fast across the sand as you're used to. Not to mention the scope of things, there's not a tree, 100 yards down the road, or a rock, half a mile away that you can really gauge distances on. So your sense of distance, you're already getting a sense of, I'm not really sure how far away that is. Something that looked, when you first set out, looked like, oh yeah, we'll be able to make that in a few hours. And you're like, we haven't gone anywhere except I can't see Bralizzar anymore. So yeah, all of you are getting a sense of disorientation about distances and how long it takes you to travel. So, Alex, were you able to load up the Northknife Pass map?
I stopped trying because it wasn't cooperating.
How dare it?
I know, but it wasn't cooperating, so I gave up rather than get frustrated.
Yeah, I can't fault you for that. I can't. All right. Rising abruptly from the wide valley within which Bralizzar lies, the dust wall forms a formidable barrier. In the sunlight, the dead gray rock is streaked occasionally by glistening red as though the mountains had been wounded. Mountaintops disappear in writhing mists, and their feet are hidden by clouds of swirling dusts. Like a cleft carved by a gigantic axe, Northknife Pass cuts through the imposing barrier. From Bralizzar, the trail climbs slowly up the valley to the foot of this high pass before heading towards the mountains. When it begins its climb, it follows the course of a rushing stream that cascades from the heights above. In switchbacks crisscrossing the face of the mountains, the trail wends ever upward, seeking to scale the heights slowly enough to make travel possible. Passage through the dust wall will be formidable indeed. I presume we're proceeding on.
I presume so.
All right.
I'm kind of staring at it. So leave the valley before heading down to the mountains. Is there anything that anybody would passively notice about the stream? Is there? It just, I mean, it being in the middle of the desert, obviously, any sort of water is going to come as some sort of curiosity.
Yep, admittedly so. It takes you about an hour and a half to get there from camp, so it's about 8:35 in the morning when you reach the point where the river does cross. The trail drops slightly as it approaches a swift stream that flows from the mountains. A ford lies ahead, and beyond it the trail rises continuously into the dust wall. The stream at the ford is 30 foot wide and obviously deep. A few rocks dot the surface, but they are wet, slime-covered stones, and they are far enough apart that only an unladen person of some dexterity and boldness would attempt to make the leap between them. At no other place, up or downstream, does it appear possible to cross.
Oh, so
It's a pretty substantial waterway, at least at this point. And it does beg the question as to why Bralizzar was built so far off the beaten path.
Hold on, I gotta. Redrith, can you sense anything from this water? Seems to be a lot of water in a very dry place. Is there anything unnatural or beyond natural about the water or the water's source?
Looking to see if I've got anything that would help with that.
Would it be a basic detect magic, Keith?
If he's looking for a magical anomaly about it, yes, but I will point out that the two of you, Varric and Haig, it's natural mountain water. You guys just kind of like drawn to it like it was ambrosia.
Ooh. It tastes so much better than what we have in our sack.
Exactly. It's clean. Presuming that you get close enough to it, it's icy cold.
All right, well, I'm pretty sure I do have a water skin. I'm going to double check that before I just assume.
Well, keep in mind you've also used up about 2 days of water, which presumably you're going to want to refill from this stream. But you can see it continues.
Oh, absolutely.
For at least a few more hours ride before you have to be concerned about losing track of it. So have your drink, but I would suggest DM to player, you probably don't need to worry about collecting that water until you get to the headstream.
How fast does it flow? Is it going to be?
It's rushing water.
It's rushing, so trying to cross it is going to be an issue.
Yeah, like it said, it would take some person some dexterity to be able to leap between the rocks, and that's presuming you know there's a reason why you would even want to try. Well, yeah, the fort itself is not crossable very easily by individuals. Now the mounts should be able to, but they're going to have a little bit of a problem as well. They're going to need to be coaxed, for lack of a better word.
Okay.
So I have 50 feet of rope.
I have 110 feet of rope.
There we go. So anybody who has good.
Oh, I got a question.
The fort is 30 feet now. Yes.
I have a quick question for the party. The three camels that are carrying supplies and no riders, I presume they are in between the group, or are they being towed?
Yeah. I'd probably put them in the middle.
All right, so
The camels are gonna parade anyway, naturally, right? So
Yes.
I would assume that we're on each side, spaced between the camels, and one leader is all we need, right?
Say that again.
So if the camels would parade, I just assumed that the camels would parade. We'd have one person at the front leading the camels to where we want them to go. They're going to naturally parade, and then we would intersperse along the line of camels on each side. That's how I envisioned it. I guess I'm not being clear.
You kind of are, but I'm kind of setting something up so that we can be even clearer. So if guys would go to the party sheet and the order tab, presuming each one of you are on camels, except for Ms., obviously, I've added 3 more camels. So if you guys can just set your march order inside there and how your position is, that should make sure that there's no ambiguity on it.
Okay. Oh, yeah. There we go. We have, we're riding on some, right?
Yeah.
Except for Ms.
Yeah.
I mean, if anybody doesn't like the way I place them, we can always rearrange.
No, so the three camels, those are pack camels basically, or something?
Or extra.
Yep.
Okay, all right. And the assumption is the rest of us are all on camels. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely pulling up the back, that's for sure.
And while I'm not entirely certain about this kind of terrain, I probably have the most experience with leading groups.
Yeah, that was my thought too.
Even though this isn't your normal terrain, yeah, you are definitely more suited for scouting.
So here's the big question, and I don't know if it would be answerable or not, but you said the mounts wouldn't necessarily have as much of an issue as we would crossing the water.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not necessarily with us on top of it. They're, riding the mount. Correct?
That's a valid point, but at least one of you would have enough animal knowledge, especially Mizram, to realize that your chances are improved by having a mount to calm and directly guide them. Having someone on the mount to directly guide them. The ones that are going to have more of a problem are the ones that don't have riders.
The ones that are just on lead ropes.
Yep.
All right, I'm looking
Now,
at
how difficult it is, you still don't know.
right.
But keep in mind, this is still the Sand Voyagers track. People do go through it all the time. But your guess is probably not by foot.
All right, I'm looking to Redrith and between Redrith and Barrick. To make the decision.
Just to give everyone a little reminder, don't forget, due to the environment we're in, you do get some nasty water predators, and you can't.
I freely admit I'm at a little bit of a loss right now.
In terms of what to do?
I'm kind of with you because I thought we were just going forward. You know,
Right, the water crosses our path. We have to figure out how to cross the stream, and it's a swift running stream.
I'm ready to just start going and take the lead rope in hand and just go.
Yeah, I don't want you guys to overcomplicate things. I mean, you can do it.
I'm following.
I mean, I think okay, so while you guys are thinking about this, I've got
Okay, so I had something technical happening on my machine here for a little bit that I've been trying to solve. So I did miss a little bit of what we were talking about.
Gotcha, gotcha. Are you hearing us, Jim?
Yeah, I have the same question. Jim, can you hear us okay?
I don't think so.
I don't think. Yeah, because he said he talked over Miz and then he talked over Alex. And I was like, oh, that's not usually like him.
No, it usually is not. So, and that would definitely explain why he's at a bit of a loss at the moment.
Sorry. Okay.
Can you hear us yet?
Hang on. No, not really. Just a sec. I've got like a really weird echo going on.
Ah, that won't help.
Oh, that's annoying.
All right, do we want to wait for him to figure it out, or should we proceed with crossing the stream?
I'm gonna go right here.
Because he's towards the end anyway, so we can get everyone else across, and hopefully he'll be ready.
Yeah, I've got the lead rope in hand, and I'm just going.
Yeah, I'm going to at least bring the first two of you across because they're going to be different than the rest. So, well, we will definitely get to him. Like I said, fortunately, he's at the end of the list. So,
Okay.
Lily, your camel.
Yeah.
We're gonna roll.
Yeah.
We're gonna roll a straight 20 and see how well it handles it. You roll it out of the tower. And little bit nervous, not quite comfortable, but you're able to coax the camel across. The stream is deep enough that the belly of the camel comes pretty close to the foaming water. So you can tell that, with that depth and at the speed it's going, there's no way anyone's getting through there without having a rope or something else to pull them through. And your feet are also cold, close enough to the water that as the splashes come up, icy cold was an understatement. It numbs your legs and your shins as the water splashes on it.
Okay.
So you're pretty confident that you don't want to fall into this, and if you do, you need to get out as quickly as possible. But your camel is able to safely make it across without too much of an issue. Now, Ms.
And the camel I was leading?
Huh?
I thought I was leading a camel.
You're leading. I thought you were riding on it. And I thought you had tied the ropes to each other.
Okay.
Right.
No, I was riding one camel and I had the lead rope for another.
Okay, yeah. And so were you all tied together or just bringing along one of the supply camels?
So I think that we have them. It sounds like you wanted to use the rope between each camel, right, Alex?
Yeah.
So for the marching order, there's you. You've got the lead rope, about 5 feet of, or an expanse of rope to the next camel. Miz is behind you, so I think he's doing Miz's check, and then the next camel will be the next check.
Right, that's the way I was going to go.
Okay.
So, but just to clarify, is everyone connected together onto the 3 camels, or is Kaoli just pulling a lead rope for the 3 camels?
I think I picture it as she's doing the lead for the parade of camels, while we are, quote unquote, guarding our supplies.
Is that everyone's impression? We
That
agreed
would be
on that?
my impression.
I mean, works for me.
Okay. So we'll get to the 3 camels right after we figure out Miz, because he's not on a camel, but in his panther form, he definitely has a much more likely percentage of being able to cross over this and hop across the rocks. Is that what you want to do, Miz, or are you going to hop on the back of a camel?
I'm going to try and hop across the rocks as agile as I can. Do you want it in the tower?
That's one of the things that you'll know right away whether or not you make it or not. And hold on before you roll, because you have a choice. You can either make a DC 15 acrobatics check or a DC 20 dexterity check.
I'll go dexterity check if that's okay.
Sure.
You said open?
Open, yeah. Like I said, if you don't make it, you'll notice it right away. Ooh!
No, this kitty.
It's wet kitty.
Wet kitties dumps into the water, and as I said, you're pretty much numbed pretty quickly. So let's see, what is...
You just hear this meow, and then you just see my ass end up in the water, tail wiggling as I run way down in the water.
Can I use my 50-foot rope to attempt to lasso him?
Yes, you absolutely may, since he doesn't currently have anything around him at the moment. However,
Couldn't
before
we
you
just
do
ride
that,
up to him and grab him? I mean, there's a lot of
from the camel, if you guys were right next to him, maybe, but yeah, the stream is sweeping him away, and not to mention he's not like following the same line. He's hopping across the rocks, which are not the route that you guys are taking, because that's
right.
I mean, what do we have to do to lasso a kitty? Is it a dexterity check?
Well, before we worry about that, he does have a chance to get himself free before the round even continues, but that it's not easy. You're going to have to make a DC 15 dexterity check followed by a DC 20 strength check.
Well, swimming my strong point.
Come on, baby.
Okay,
There's one.
made the dexterity check.
Oh, that's the strength.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to do the strength.
Okay, so all right, let's see if you made the dexterity check, and we'll allow that strength check to count.
Come on, baby.
Oh no!
Nope.
All right, so you have the strength to pull yourself out, but you wind up swimming in the wrong direction. So basically, like, yeah, I'm going to go with the flow. No, wait a minute. That ain't getting me any closer. So, yeah, now it is up to the party to figure out what they can or want to do to help out their wayward kitty.
Well,
All right, the last of the kitty. What kind of check would that be?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What kind of check would it be to last for the kitty?
Obviously a dexterity, but specifically, I don't know, that wouldn't be acrobatics, would it? No. Let me see.
I was gonna say I would think it'd be a wisdom on survival to know if you can do a good lasso,
I
and
was just
then
going to go with a sleight of hand check.
sleight of hand.
Mm-hmm.
That would be very bad for me.
That's
I got a -2 on Dex.
a +2 for me, Dan.
Can any?
You got
can-
rope?
I would like to attempt something.
Yes, yes.
I would like to attempt
Not gone
something,
yet,
and I'm
Miz.
wondering. I would like to attempt something, and I would like to know if I can use my rope of climbing and throw the end close to Miz and use my rope of climbing and tell it to secure itself to him.
Can you tell the rope of climbing to move laterally or just vertically?
It doesn't say. It just says it moves 10 feet on your turn when you first command it, and 10 feet on each of your turns up to its destination, up to its maximum length away, or until I tell it to stop.
Okay.
What I was planning to do was throw that end of the rope towards Miz and tell it to tie itself to Miz.
Okay. All right. So it's not limited in its direction of movement. The question is whether or not it can move faster than the stream, but you obviously can throw it faster than that, at least initially.
Correct.
So the question is whether or not you can get it to him fast enough. It looks, yeah. If you don't get it to him, the stream is moving too quickly for it to get to.
Right.
So with that, we are going to do also a sleight of hand check, but you can do that one with a +2 advantage because you just got to get it close to him. You're not trying, and it's magical. So not advantage.
Yeah, I have to
get bonus.
I just have to get it close enough that it can obey the command to knot itself around him.
or for that matter, just get close enough for the grab on with his teeth.
Exactly. So sleight of hand with a +2, and I can do this in the open?
Yep. Again, you'll know right away whether or not you succeeded. Yep. And as a matter of fact, the rope lands pretty much right on top of Miz's head. So, Miz, you got a chance to grab it.
Dexterity?
Yep. That's good enough to grab a rope.
Especially since the rope is trying to tie itself around your middle.
All right, so the rope is trying to grab onto him. He's trying to grab onto the rope. I think we've got a pretty secure bond at this point. But the stream is pulling him pretty good, and you're feeling yourself being pulled into the stream at this point.
Oh, yeah.
So
what do I need to roll?
Well, you do have the camels as anchors, but given your current position relative to Mizram and them, you're going to be pulled into the river before you can rely on them to anchor. And you don't really have anyone else on that side yet that can help you out. Not yet, unless someone wants to rush across there, which I will give you the option. At least the two Goliaths are close enough that they can rush across the stream. Yeah, and by the way, the stream is going to your right.
Okay.
Mizram is currently closer to Haig than he is to Varric at the moment. But in order to keep you from falling into the water, yes, you're going to need to do a athletics check. And again, you can do that in the open. Very nice. Very nice. You hold your ground firmly.
Yeah, I'm calling out for help.
All right, so you're not only able to hold your ground, but you've found it within yourself enough strength that you actually are pulling Mizram back towards the shore against the current.
Good. I'm still calling for help.
All right, so for the rest
this
of
is not something I can do about myself.
For the rest of you, Kaeli seems to be doing just fine on her own, but she is asking for assistance.
Yeah, I think in the rush of everything, seeing everything, I'm definitely already starting to cross, but I'm going to have to do my camel save to be able to make it across.
Okay,
Yep.
can you guys hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah,
can.
yes, we can.
Okay, very good. I'm not sure what was going on there, but I think I've got it solved. So,
And you're hearing us okay, right?
yes, that's the part I wasn't hearing before is I couldn't hear what anybody was saying. So,
Well, that would explain why you were getting lost too.
right, exactly. Yeah, and then I could hear and then everything was all echoey and it was really I could hear myself louder than everybody else and stuff. I don't know what it just all went wonky for a little bit.
Oh, I'm glad you got it figured out. All right, so yeah, we haven't quite gotten to you. Are you aware of what's going on, or do you need a quick synopsis?
A quick synopsis would be awesome.
Okay, so you guys have approached a fast-flowing stream that runs belly high on the camels, so you're not able to cross it individually. Kaylee has tied a rope to herself and the 3 camels that are carrying supplies, and she's made it across. We still have to verify how the camels are doing. But in Mizram's attempt to get across by hopping across the rocks, he slipped on one of the rocks and fell headlong into it. Wasn't able to pull himself out, but Kaylee has managed to toss a rope of climbing to him, which now Miz has grabbed onto, and it's also securing itself to his paws. Kaylee seems to be pulling him to shore, but she's screaming for help. And you are still on the other side of the river. You are the furthest away from her. And we're using
Okay,
based on the order sheet, the order tab in the party sheet.
sure.
Any questions?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. So we are at the point where you can all are responding to Kaylee's calls.
We're not going in turn order. We can all respond.
Yeah, I mean, there's no opponents here that I really got to measure initiative order and all that stuff. And it's not like you were surprised by the river. So just a matter of all of you, or we can just go in dexterity order, but just, whatever order you guys want to go in. But otherwise, I was just evaluating based on the marching order. So Haig did point out that he's trying to run across, and you need to do your save for your camel. So go ahead and roll a 20-sided.
Very good.
Yeah.
And your camel is easily coaxed across.
Very good. Once I get across, I'm gonna get next to Kaylee, help grab on the rope, position the camel. So I'm using the camel and myself to assist in pulling back on the rope to get Miz across.
Okay. So between the two of you there, obviously, Kaylee, you're feeling a lot safer and not about to be pulled into the current. Miz, you're rapidly closing in on the eastern side of the stream. You're not feeling quite so much in danger anymore, though you are acknowledging you should know better when it comes to water. And I think we can safely say that we've got Miz across, unless you feel like doing something stupid, like, ooh, fish.
Let's just say I feel like that cat from Looney Tunes that always being chased by Pepe Le Pew after she took a dunk.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. Though I will point out that some of the passing looks like probably we're going to go with salmon. No, we're going to go with trout. They do look awfully tasty. And you haven't had fish in a while.
Not that tasty.
No kidding. All
So
right.
I'm gonna roll to see if I can make it across the river.
I was just going to suggest that. And you make it across, no problem. So we've got all of you but Redreth and the 3 camels. So let's go ahead and do the 3 camels. Kaylee, you want to roll for each of them since you're pulling them in, or you want to each roll one?
Doesn't matter. I can roll them all.
Party's call.
Doesn't matter.
Go ahead.
I missed the question.
Rolling.
I'm okay with yeah.
All right. So first unladen camel makes it across, or unmounted camel.
Unladen swallow.
Second unmounted camel makes it across.
Yeah.
And the third one does. All right. So Redreth, we are now down to you. You are the last one on the west bank of the stream.
What do I roll? Just a straight D20?
Just a straight D20.
What could go wrong?
Mm-mm.
That.
Okay, so with that, let's see how the camel reacts. Let's see, it's not fire. It's hesitant, but you're still able to coax it across.
Okay.
But yeah, you definitely had the most problem getting your camel across compared to everyone else.
Stupid animals.
Hey, be glad he didn't spit at you.
That's true.
All right, so we have safely made it across the ford.
Since we're safely across, are we going to stop and refill?
Yeah, we absolutely should refill anything that needs to be refilled.
We were talking about
Water.
not doing that here. Something about you said something about being able to
I said
see
that,
the mouth of something.
Yeah,
Somewhere safer.
feel free to drink up now, but you can see that the stream still continues next to the path for at least a few more miles up the hill. So you're like, yeah, you can fill up now, or just wait till you get to the top and fill up again. None of you want to carry more weight than you have to,
Right.
especially uphill.
Wait till we get to the mouth.
All right, so continuing onward after you're taking your drink.
I think so.
Yes.
All but Mizram. Mizram had enough to drink.
Yeah, I would think so. It was tasty. Miz, you're actually feeling a bit chilled from that water. You're kind of like, yeah, you know what? Some sunlight would feel really nice about now.
Yeah, I'm probably just looking at everyone and just going, God damn, unbelievable. Why just dripping wet?
And I
So, Mizram, you're pretty much just staying in animal form all the time?
Unless it's an absolute emergency and you need me in elf form.
And just a side question that occurred to me. Aren't you the druid who's supposed to be leading the whole party? It's a little hard if you can't actually talk to us, isn't it?
Yeah, but you guys kind of like have this understanding going on.
Okay, I was just curious. It just occurred to me. I'm like, wait a minute, because I as a wizard am following you because you're leading us wherever. So, anyways,
the inspiration,
Right.
but it's not like it has direct guidance.
okay,
I was hired by the brothers.
okay,
They're the ones who
Yeah,
did
okay, very
who
good.
hired
It just occurred to me. I was just confused. So good.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was
no.
confused too. So I know that we hired you under, if I remember, we hired you under direction of the mage who was following Mrs. Visions. So it's hard to figure out
Who's leading who?
who's
Right,
got.
but I'm-
yeah.
If Kaylee is running this, that is perfectly fine by me. I just wanted to make sure that I would, because I've been waiting for Mizram to do it. And if you're in cat form all the time, it makes it a little difficult. So that was all.
I was hired by the brothers.
Perfect.
And they have a wizard who is attached to their group, and they have a cat.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Very good. Now I understand.
And yeah, if I'm not mistaken, did you see him turn human during the troll cave encounter? Or he was out of sight during that, wasn't he?
I
Yeah.
heard somebody speaking, but I didn't see who.
Yeah, so you're
And
still
it
not
wasn't
quite
the
sure.
brothers. It wasn't the brothers, and it wasn't the wizard, because I'd kept track of them. The only one in that direction was the cat, and this made no sense to me.
Okay, so you know that there's
So it's
something
kind of ignored.
special about the cat, but you still don't quite know much about it.
Right.
And you
There's
certainly
something
haven't-
odd about the cat, but it's not worth worrying about.
Yeah, and you certainly haven't suspected yet that he's like a shape changer or a druid or anything like that, or any kind of humanoid. But you do know he's a hell of a lot smarter and probably some kind of spirit animal.
He's not your average cat, that's for sure.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I've been trying to figure out taking direction from Redress because I know Mrs. situation, but he obviously doesn't want to be known. So I've been trying to respect that. So it's like, yeah, the last couple of sessions, it's been hard to get to understand who's calling the shots. I mean, obviously we hired Kaelali, but Kaelali was as far as to get us to the cave. Now we're no longer in the cave. So it's like, if she's hired as a person who knew how to get to the cave, what do we do with that now? So it's been a little confusing.
Yeah, you just
But it's
realize
all
that
good.
you're all stuck together right now for whatever.
Yes,
reason.
exactly. So we're
Big
good.
events brought you all together.
Carry on.
But yeah, in terms of party dynamics, how you guys want to get along, who's going to assume leadership? I mean, from my point of view, it's whoever has the highest charisma is going to probably assume that role, which at this point is Varric. And compared to the Corporation Unicorn crew, you guys definitely are nowhere near as charming. So I think we're.
So with that said, I'm staring at my brother.
And with that said, I'm just staring forwards and following the lovely lady on the camel.
So at this point, you can see that the Sand Voyagers Trail follows alongside the stream for at least the next few miles to the northeast as you head up in that direction. About an hour later, you come across a solid wall of rock, 300 feet high, that crosses the way ahead. The only route being through a narrow gorge. The axe stroke that created Northknife Pass is carried down through the wall in a narrow gorge that climbs the 300-foot height in its quarter-mile length. To the left of the trail winds a turbulent mountain stream. The trail is so narrow that single-file passage is required, probably afoot. This is a perfect place for an ambush.
Is it the eye of a needle? That's a good question, right? Is it the eye of a needle?
Yeah, you could say that. Give me a second.
I only say that because eye of the needle, you had literally had to unpack your animal, pass the camel through, pass your stuff through the.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get what you're saying now. No, it's not quite that thin, but give me a moment here. And
I can't wait for your headset to come in, Eric.
yeah, he is a bit muffled.
Yeah, you sound like you've got like a pillow over the mic or something.
His headset is breaking. So
that would do it.
I ordered him a new one when we noticed 2 days ago that we were on PlayStation together, and I'm like, dude, I cannot hear a thing you're trying to say. So I'm like, I can't wait for it to get there.
We can always have him dial into Zoom.
Oh, on the phone, yeah.
All right, so okay, that is up. Let's see, where is this? You should have a map up. You should have all your icons up. And you should see the way ahead of you. So as you can see, there's, the stream cuts right through these sharp ridges to either side of you. To the right, on the south there, as you follow along the stream, you can see a narrow band of sand that gets narrower where you guys can traipse through. As it makes the first turn to the north, that's where it gets really narrow, and you figure around that point is where you're going to need to be traveling single file. But no, you don't need to thread the needle. So I'm going to have you guys all array yourselves. Do not put yourself past the point where the rocks start climbing up, but anywhere on the sand is fine. I presume no one's going to want to cross the river back over to the other side. There is no clear path on that side, but you are welcome to cross over if you feel the need to do so. And with that, I'm going to have us take a 10-minute break and meet back at quarter after.
Very good.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, testing, testing. Can you hear me better?
Amazingly better.
Hey, hey, hey.
Dude, it's like,
Night and day.
yeah, night and day.
Cool. I found my other pair of great headsets, so I'm good now.
Sweet.
Speaking of which, the storyline for that Blood and Wine, ooh boy,
Yeah.
get some crazy stuff going, bro.
I am just about maxed out on my Final Fantasy. I got to beat Ruby Weapon, and that's about it. Got all
And
my
you gotta
weapons,
get back.
got all my stuff.
Then you got to get back to Witcher 3.
Witcher. Yep. And if I do that, I got to decide whether I open up my complete edition and start from scratch.
That's right. You have to start
What?
from scratch. Oh, that sucks. Well, but at least, well, you know, if anything, if you start from scratch, at least this time you know what you can sell, what you don't need to sell.
Yeah.
You got a better chance of keeping certain things, you know. I don't know. The ending of Blood and Wine, though, I haven't gotten to the end yet because I had to stop last night because the storyline takes forever in a day. But
Yeah.
but it's crazy. It's something like out of Dracula, for crying out loud.
No kidding.
Yeah, seriously, bro. and now I'm in a part where I don't know, these things that I have to fight are literally, they're like extremely hard. I'm at level 51.
What game is that you're playing?
Witcher 3.
3.
Ah, okay. Very good.
It's pretty good, Jim.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'd almost say it's better than Dragon Age. I'm a huge Dragon Age fan.
So Dan,
Yeah.
I brought home I was able to bring home my monitors from work. So since I'm working from home for the foreseeable future, and so now I'm able to play Fantasy Grounds across two 27-inch monitors.
Nice.
It's pretty awesome. It's 54 inches wide by like 20 inches tall or something. It's pretty sweet.
So room for every every
Yes.
palette on a different corner of the screen.
Yes. I have a lot of goodness going on here. That's for sure.
So is that a good thing that you are foreseeably home?
I
Or
really
is it
like
difficult?
I really like working from home. Obviously I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to drive, and I've got the D&D area to do it to set up my work in, so it works good. What did you need?
I need to interrupt for a moment. I just had a blast from the past happen while I was on outside having a cigarette. My brother from another mother that lives on the other side of the country just walked up to my front door, and I haven't seen him in like 5 years. So
Oh, wow.
I'm staying for the afternoon, but I'm going to be a few minutes before I be back.
No,
Oh,
that's
for
fine.
sure.
Go
I'm not
ahead.
canceling the game,
So-
but I'm going to need you to give me probably about 20 minutes, half hour before I'm going to be able to resume. Is that okay?
Listen,
Yeah.
I don't know what anybody else feels, but in my opinion, Keith, I say that takes precedence. If you've got to cancel, I've got other things I can do. I'm okay with it.
Yep,
I don't
me
want to
too.
ruin
I'm
anybody
in the
else's
same
game.
boat. I like playing, but I absolutely get it, and I don't mind picking it up later too. So
All right, well, he said, don't worry. He's here for the afternoon and whatnot. Give me 15 minutes. Let's see if we can pick up, because I have been looking forward to this, and actually someone I would like to get into the game too. So I wouldn't mind actually showing him how shit works. So
Okay,
give me a
cool.
few minutes. I will definitely be back by half past the hour and let you know whether or not we're going to continue. Is that okay?
okay.
Sounds good to me.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Yeah, because I really don't want to cancel. I've been looking forward to this. But yeah, I'm happy to see my brother too. So I'll be back.
Did you see Jeff Fox's post, Eric?
You talking about the two boars?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's badass. That's enough
Lucky
meat to
dog.
last them for. That's enough meat to last them all winter or all summer and all winter.
I was kind of
Hey,
excited.
Dan,
Go ahead.
in the general channel, I posted
I'm
a
looking at it.
a
I'm looking at
picture
it
of
right
it.
now, Jim.
Isn't that kind of cool?
It's amazing. You look like you got a flight deck.
Yeah, exactly.
Mission control. There you go.
Yep.
Anyway, I was disappointed, Eric. They talked about the infestation of the wild boar coming up the East Coast. Do you remember that a couple years back?
No, I don't remember that.
So they were starting to breed very rapidly, and they were coming up the East Coast, and they got up all the way up.
By the way, I'm going to go help Jennifer with something. I'll be back about 12:30.
Okay. So anyway, they were coming up the coast, and a couple of states were lifting the hunting season and allowing free rein on
boar.
On hunting boar.
Yeah, sweet.
And it made it all the way up into Pennsylvania. It never came into New York. And I'm like,
Well,
dang it, man.
A trip.
Well, right. I mean, even if I would have got two,
yeah, you
use every piece of that to freeze and feed the family,
Absolutely. Even, I mean, Pennsylvania, that's not that far, man. That's like a hop, skip, and a jump. That's a day, it's a day trip.
Well, I'd assume it's probably southern Pennsylvania since they were coming up. I think they came up the coast from Georgia. So
Still not that
But
bad. You know, you
they
leave
breed
on a
really
Friday.
quickly.
You
Go
leave
ahead.
on a Friday. When you get home from work, you got all day Saturday to hunt.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
We'll just have to. When I get back, we'll just have to take a trip to where Jeff is, and then throw some, kill some boars, and then
He said he said
throw it
they're
in the back.
all over there.
I believe it.
But he's in Georgia. He's in Fort Stewart, Georgia.
I mean, how far is Georgia from New York? That
Let's see. I
more than a
think
day.
Florida was 22, so like
22.
18 hours.
That's almost a whole day. Shit. That's a weekend trip.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you have to have a permit to hunt them, or just it's open season?
I'm sure you have to have
You
a
can.
permit.
He says you can hunt them He says you can hunt them year round.
Seriously?
They're invasive. Yeah, they're invasive, and there's no bag limit.
And you can, how many? There's no bag limit neither.
Yeah, that's what it says.
So you can kill as many as you want.
That's what he says. Let's see. I'm gonna text him, dude. See how much it would cost to bag, freeze, and ship.
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
Gosh, I bet you could do a lot with that.
I'm sure you could. Think about the pork roast, and then you're talking about, man, there's some hell of some ribs.
But
Depending on how
pork
much
ribs,
fat.
obviously, and then you have the opportunity to grind and do
Bacon.
bacon, hot dogs. You're gonna have your own pork. You're gonna have your own pork butt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Grind that up into meat sticks, hot dogs.
Sounds yummy.
Heck yeah, dude! If it doesn't cost much, I mean, debone it, freeze it, and send it to me, Jeff. I'll take it down to Wilson's and say, hey, make me meat sticks, make me hot dogs.
Not a bad idea.
Zero screwing around.
Especially right now with the whole fact that they got a
Meat
freeze on
shortage?
the damn meat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're feeling that out here too.
Are you really?
With the meat shortage? Absolutely.
No kidding.
What, the other day my wife brought home steaks. But she brought home like some weird steaks. She brought home what do you want to call it? Oh, jeez, I can't even think of what it was called. She brought me home a steak, and then she brings home like 2 small ribeyes. I'm talking small ribeyes, and I'm like, dang, babe, that's not enough for you and the girls. And she's like, yeah, it is. I'm like, no, it's not. So I went back to the store, and when I went back to the store, there was no meat left.
Wow. We're not seeing it that hard, which is surprising. But when everybody heard, we had a weekend where everybody heard there was going to be a big meat shortage, so it was barely. I mean, I could only find 1 pound rolls of ground, and it was only like 80-20 and 70-30.
And the only thing
85-15 and 80,
and there's no hunting right now up in New York because deer season's over with. And that doesn't start till.
It was just turkey, though.
Was it?
Yeah,
now,
it was just turkey season.
So that means the only thing else right now would be small game. So that's not even worth it.
Well, they just did the Nevada draw out where you're at. Do you follow that at all?
Oh, because there's nothing out here to shoot, brother.
Oh, heck yeah, there is, bro.
Like
You
what?
got to go up to the north a little bit. There's elk, mule deer. I can show you pictures of the elk that my uncle has taken down. They took all 4 of my uncle and his 3 boys to carry it out in pieces.
Oh, well, that's like you're talking like 8, 9 hour, 10-hour drive.
Is it really that far?
Yeah, we
No
went
kidding.
to
God, you're in the desert. You're doing 90.
till you get pulled over by a cop.
Oh, they say they do between 90 and 110 on their motorcycles all the time.
Yeah, that's a motorcycle. The cop's not going to go after a motorcycle.
No.
No, that's going too fast. They're not going to be, that's unsafe for them to try and follow a freaking bike.
Crazy. There's a muley they took this muley at on May 20th.
Yeah, because you got to realize I'm in the southern tier of freaking Nevada. So being in the southern tier, there is nothing down here. They don't even have hunting where I am. The only hunting they have is coyote. I'm not shooting no nasty ass coyotes.
Oh yeah, the coyote. Yeah, coyotes here.
They're mangy out here.
Well, you get people upset at people killing coyotes out here too, and
Yeah,
they're
but out there it's different.
Yeah, I mean they get angry at us for shooting coyotes, but they don't realize that they eat your cats, they eat your dogs.
They eat your chickens if you got them.
If you got them, they'll eat your freaking kids if they're unsupervised and out in the. Yeah.
I'm just waiting for Thursday, man. Thursday.
There you go. Check out this muley that they took on the 20th. That's a big, heavy deer. That'll feed the family for a hot minute.
Where'd you send it?
To your personal phone. Then here's so this was September 23rd of last year, and this is them coming out of the field with with a quarter apiece. You're gonna laugh at this photo, dude. Seriously.
Mm-hmm. Still waiting for him. Oh.
Huh?
There it is. Oh, that's nice.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Big muley.
That's good eats right there.
Yeah.
I guess
For
if you're
sure.
gonna live in Nevada, northern Nevada is where it's at.
Yeah, they live up Elko.
Right. Well, they're closer to the mine too. That's you were telling me they all work in the mine.
They work at the mine. Yeah, they did work at Round Mountain, and now they work at a different one. Here's Matt carrying two rattlers. I won't send those to you, but yeah, he's got a rattler in each hand. Freaking crazy bastard.
I mean that's good eats too, though.
Which one? The rattlesnake?
Yeah, man.
Dude,
snake.
I want to try some. I would eat snake for sure.
I've had jerky. That's all I've had.
Well, especially all the snake that's all the snakes that are out there.
Yeah, there's plenty of snakes out here.
Yeah, you're not hurting the.
No. Definitely not.
Yeah.
Snakes out here.
I would definitely eat snake.
If it's big enough, yeah. Got to be good size, you know. You don't want some scrawny Gardner snake.
Sure, you're not gonna get any eating out of that. It's gonna be all
No.
bones.
That's like trying to take a sunny fish and debone it.
Right?
Oh wait, we did that.
Did you really?
You don't remember?
No.
Me and Jake, we caught like 30, 35 freaking sunny rock bass or sunnies and rock bass. We put them all in the bathtub. You were pissed off as hell.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah. That's all we could
And you
catch.
deboned them and ate them?
We deboned them. We cooked them up. We filleted. It was great, bro. We ate some of it, and then some of it we stuck in a macaroni salad, which actually turned out delicious, but made us sick the next day. So it's probably not a good idea. Yeah.
Maybe you didn't cook it all the way or something?
No, we put hot fish in mayo. You don't do that.
Oh, gross. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even think about it, Didn't even think about it. Just cooked it up hot, threw it in the mac salad. He stirred it up. We're eating it like it was delicious. No joke. It was delicious. But boy, I tell you what, the next day was not fun.
Did you get the picture of the bull?
I got the picture of the muley that you sent.
You're
With
gonna get a
both-
picture of
with both
the
your
bull
cousins.
here soon.
Okay. With both your cousins on it.
Oh, these two still say they're sending. Hold on.
It's a trip. Yeah, that was a trip, man. Freaking, if we had gotten caught taking that many out of the freaking out of
Out of the lake.
yeah, we would have gotten into some serious trouble.
Well, you're only taking. How many bass did you take?
They were small rock bass. We didn't take any bass. They were all small rock bass. It's small little ones, and they're same size as the sunnies.
Oh, geez, yeah, they're not worth a damn.
No, but I mean, if they see
I don't know
us taking, if they saw
I
us
don't know.
take 30, 35 of them, yeah, we. I mean, I don't know how many buckets we took up.
I don't know. I don't know how much trouble you could get in for taking sunnies.
I don't know either, but I mean, I don't,
Nope.
I don't
The
know.
smallmouth has a season.
Right, which we didn't catch any of those. We didn't catch it. That's the funny part. We didn't catch because we stayed right in that little creek down by Vitel, and we were just pulling,
right on the backside of
yeah. We were just
the
fishing
runoff.
right out of that little. Yeah, we were just fishing right out of that creek there, and we literally pulled. We just kept pulling and pulling sunnies and small rock bass right out of there.
Why didn't you just fish in the creek by the apartment?
Oh, you mean the one out back?
Yeah, it's the same creek.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. It didn't dawn on us. We were having more fun. I think we filled like 3 buckets.
Jeez, Lord.
Yeah. Well, told you, we had nothing better to do.
Man, why aren't these pictures sending? I'm gonna try to send them in Facebook.
Okay.
Facebook's been better with a lot of things with me lately, dude. Even my phone calls.
That's not good. What service do you have?
Verizon, but it's this house. This house doesn't let any service in.
You should transfer over to T-Mobile. They're so much
Negative.
better. Negative. Why? They're the big conglomerate right now. They are, man. They're bigger and better than Verizon and AT&T. Everybody tries to say, no, T-Mobile is not big. But unfortunately, what they don't know is T-Mobile is also over in the UK and areas like that where Verizon.
Look at this. This says it already sent to you. I'm listening.
It did already send it to me. There you go. Got them all.
Unbelievable. Oh, I sent you the muley. Hold on. I didn't send you this one.
Nice. They really had to put legs in the back of their backpacks?
Seriously, they had to quarter it, yeah.
Dang.
They gutted it and quartered it. It took 4 of them to take the whole deer out.
That's awesome. That's a lot of meat.
That is the bull. Okay. Yeah, I did send you the right one.
Yeah.
So yeah, the bull elk was September of last year, and the muley was a week ago.
That bull elk is huge.
Yeah. Lucky dogs. So yeah, they just had I guess there's a draft for picking licenses. You have to be in a draft to get a license to hunt elk out in Nevada.
That makes sense. That would make sense.
Let's see what this is.
It's nice and warm out today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we all still here?
Some of us.
Eric and I are. We haven't heard much from anybody else.
Okay, it looks like everyone's still logged into both Zoom and here. So
I'm back.
I can resume.
Okay.
Cool. We lost.
Somebody just
Eric
dropped.
interrupted the game.
Who?
You did.
Oh shoot! Because my computer turned off. Went into save mode. Hold on. What happens when you step away from the computer? Yep, sure did. Okay. No, I'm still there.
I'm telling
You're
you, on
not
our end, it
listed.
shows you. Yeah, it shows you. What button did I just push that gave me a little voice thing?
Yep, you're right. Okay, hold on. Kick me out.
There we go. Jeff said he and his buddy stopped at 2 because they didn't want to do the field work. Said they could have got 6 or 7.
Holy crap! I would have got
Yeah,
6 or 7.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, if you got the freezer.
Yeah, that's true. You got to have one of those big ass freezers. You know, one you put in the garage kind of thing.
All right, guys, I'm back too.
Cool. Any other connecting?
Jim, a buddy of mine and one of his military buddies took 2 boar down in Georgia this morning that filled up the back of his pickup.
That's a pretty big boar.
Yeah.
Well, 2 boars, but yeah.
Lots of ribs coming forth.
Yeah.
Pork butt. All sorts of
I'm going to send you a photo.
What's going on with NASA today?
Well,
What did they
SpaceX
launch?
was supposed to launch earlier this week.
I guess they're launching today or something. My uncle just sent me some stuff. He says you can't get enough of this NASA launch coverage. But he's saying it's beginning of a new era of space exploration. I mean, where the hell are we going?
I'm not sure what SpaceX is doing.
Well, SpaceX, this is their first manned launch, and they're sending people up to the space station.
This time.
Oh,
But yeah,
sweet.
Musk wants
Yeah. Up until now, it's usually been Russian rockets or whatnot. So,
Okay. I knew we had a space station out there. It's not very big, though, right?
No, it's the International Space Station.
Okay.
So, relatively speaking, it's definitely the largest thing we've put in orbit. But we didn't do it by ourselves.
Oh, no.
And I don't know, what has it been, like 15, almost 20 years that thing's been up there?
my other uncle just said it better go well or we won't be going back for a long while.
Right.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct on that one.
Oh
We laugh now, but hopefully those astronauts make it back safely.
Absolutely.
yeah, we won't be laughing if that is the case. But yeah,
You got enough issues going on with Minneapolis right now.
We got shit going on all over.
yeah, it's picking up in Atlanta.
And New York City, LA. I see it.
I haven't seen much cover of New York City.
Well, I just saw it on news yesterday morning. They were showing 6 other 6 other big cities that are literally starting to not riot but protest.
Well, protests
Well,
are fun
protest is
until they
fine.
start destroying shit.
Yes, exactly.
I agree. Protest is fine, but when you start destroying shit, that's no longer protesting. Now that's
Or
become
blocking freeways and disrupting, other people's traffic.
Well, even that, as long as it's not violent, I get your point. The thing is when you...
It may not be violent directly, but it's dangerous as all hell.
Yeah,
Right.
very true. Very true.
And it impacts
the-
people that may or may not be supportive of them. So, it's one thing to block an entrance to a building. It's another thing to block up a freeway, especially in the urban areas.
you know,
Well,
this
and
whole
the
thing could have been
the looting and destruction takes away from your protest.
your cause. It takes
Yep.
away from your cause.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. Because you're literally burning down black business owned places. And
In some
aren't
cases,
you trying
yeah.
right, in some cases, and yet you're sitting here trying to say that this guy was unjustly wrong, which he was. Absolutely. The cops
Absolutely.
the 4 cops should definitely lose their jobs. Should definitely
was
see
a-
some kind of thing for that. Absolutely.
There was a lot of unity behind the notion that they behaved improperly and that they should be held responsible. But now that there's been all this destructive looting in the protests, now we've got more division.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. It's just
I agree.
stupid.
I agree. It's a shame. It's a shame all around.
Yep.
Every aspect of it has been terrible.
And that's my home. That's my hometown. Every street and business they mention, I recognize them all.
Ugh.
Sad.
Yeah, there was an article about 2 weeks ago about how I forget exactly what the protest was about, but there was the reporter there that was reporting on it, and they were attacking him and kind of made him feel like his safety was in jeopardy and stuff. And there were a lot of really nasty comments. There were people that were screaming in his face with no masks on, just obviously didn't care whether or not he was trying to be safe. And I noticed that it was from a town that I went to school in, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
What was the name of the new map that you just put up?
Breakheart Cleft or Mountain Gorge?
Mountain Gorge, probably.
I'm seeing it as Mountain Gorge.
All right, so everyone else has the map,
So
right?
I've got myself muted a little bit. Dan, you'll appreciate this. We got beachcomber fish fry yesterday, so I'm eating my
Nice.
leftovers. So yes, that's why I'm keeping myself muted, because nobody needs to hear me chomp in your ear.
Is that the place on Canisius Lake?
Yes.
Oh, they do fish fry?
Yep, and it's pretty good.
They've expanded their menu pretty nice. The woman who's running it now has done a nice job than just making it a let's get drunk and drive boats.
Nothing was wrong with that.
Anyway, back on task.
Are we ready to move forward?
Yeah, we have Miz. Looks like.
Yep.
I'm ready.
She's ready.
All right. So we've got map up. We've got you all laid out. Nothing is happening at the moment, so I'm not going to have you do any initiative or anything like that. Just going to ask how you guys are going to proceed.
Slow and steady.
We're following the leader, the leader, the leader.
All right. So at this point, go ahead and advance your tokens up to 4 hexes.
4 hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Actually, for
Oops.
right now, you can probably even do up to 10 hexes at this point.
Oh, geez. What happened? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Kelly, are you comfortable having being in the front at this point?
Uh-huh.
Okay, then.
So I have to boast a little bit. This is one of the maps that I created using the Quad Spinner Gaia terrain generator.
Oh, I'm
pretty cool.
definitely expanding then and taking a better look.
I've been having a lot of fun with these.
Definitely pretty cool.
This one I had to do on a kind of a larger scale, and if things go a certain way, then you'll understand why. But yeah, unfortunately, the hex overlay really takes away a lot from the map.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't like all the hexes. I can't see the map for the hexes.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes sense though.
Yeah, I wish I could change the coloration or the intensity of the hex overlay.
I think I went too far.
And I think my movement is going to be based on hers and Varric's, so I'm kind of waiting for the approval of their move.
All right, is everything still locked? I guess so.
Yeah.
It's funny watching
I
characters bounce between the hexes. Up, down, up, down, up, down.
Do you have your move, Eric?
Varric, I don't think you moved.
I thought I did.
And now, Dan, you've fallen into the Sarlacc pit.
That's possible. Okay. There you go.
So I'm telling you, on the way down. Well, so let me ask a question: is it 1970 Sarlacc pit or is it 1990 Sarlacc pit? Because if it's 1970s, there's no teeth. Yeah, the teeth. That's it. I can grab a tooth on my way down in the 1990s version.
Yeah, actually, I said beak, but yes, teeth still apply.
Yeah.
Looks more like an inverted sand squid or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and strangely enough, the original one was a lot more terrifying.
I agree. I think we were better off not knowing what was at the bottom of the pit.
Yeah. The later incarnation was definitely laughable. All right, so you advance along to the right of the stream bed, and it's still running at a pretty good clip. But you would guess that it doesn't seem to be quite as much water running through there. But it definitely looks deeper at points, and certainly is narrower through certain points where you can see some signs of rapids. But other than that, just another starry night. Bet I didn't do night versions of these maps.
Can't you adjust tweak the lighting around so it's like more blue or something too though?
Yeah, I could, but I didn't plan on running these at night, and I probably should have. But yeah, it's probably just a matter of about 3 minutes worth of setting changes, and I can get I can do it in the game. Forgot about that. But yeah, in terms of the maps themselves and actually having moonlight and shadows, I'm gonna have to muck with that.
Right.
That was a cool transition.
Did someone just change it to bluey?
Yes, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Welcome to the conversation, sir.
As cool as it is, I really don't like it when DMs use the mood lighting because it makes everything impossible for me to read unless they've got the font enhancing extensions going, because it changes the contrast of the text to the background and it makes it difficult for me to read.
On certain screens, I can definitely understand that. You want me to switch it back?
If you would, that would be wonderful. Because otherwise, I'm squinting and staring and turning on more lights in my room that I don't have. And
it also depends on the theme that's being used. But yeah, I can totally hear you.
Yeah.
I shouldn't presume.
I like it, and I wish I like it, and I wish I could read it when you use anything other than the basic default color. But I have yet to find a theme and set of extensions that will make it comfortable for the DM to use the mood lighting where I can still read it.
Yeah, you still need to do high contrast text no matter what your theme is, and too many people miss out on that.
Yeah.
All right, so back to the map. You guys may advance again up to another 10 hexes.
We're talking 40 feet or 50 feet?
Each one, I believe, is 5 feet. Yeah, so 50 feet.
It looks like we want to head for this gap here. Gets a little rocky. And we want to head here-ish.
I'm not seeing arrows if you're drawing them.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything either, Alex.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you can see it gets, the flat area gets really narrow, about another 10 hexes beyond that. It's just basically one hex.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
see that around the contours of the stream there.
Yep, I see it.
Technically, you really can't see all the way into the canyon at this point.
Yeah, with the hex grid, it's so hard to read this map. This map would be a lot more impressive if we didn't need the grid on it.
I wish I could turn it off to just show off the map, but it's a pain to get this hex set at this scale.
Get it? The hex, yeah. Yeah, it is kind of painful.
You know what? I need to add.
The dragon. We're all gonna die.
I'm ready for a dragon.
Are you
But,
all?
sorry.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I just want to poke something. Let's choppy stabby something.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're
poke.
cave rats at this point.
Or sandworms,
Yeah.
like from Beetlejuice.
Now that we have already talked Star Wars, all I can hear in my head is
That was pretty good. That was really good.
Oh Lord.
Just put those would be the pack camels.
Yep.
Excuse
Okay.
What should I put on there? 24 and 3.
And we're technically writing some of those too.
Yeah, you're all on one, but those are the 3 extra ones that with your group. So.
oh
The
yeah.
tokens do feel kind of big.
You think they're big?
Just if those are medium creatures, same as us, then their tokens are bigger than ours.
I don't know. I think that would make sense, right? If we're 5 feet, you figure a camel from head to butt is probably at least 6 feet long.
Yeah, but they are considered large beasts, not medium. These are the double.
Okay.
These are the double humped varieties.
They're dire camels.
I I wasn't sure if they were considered large creatures or medium creatures. So if they're large creatures, then it looks right.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're big. They're big.
Yep. That's what you guys are riding and leading along.
Okay.
It's quite the majestic camel.
They do take good care of them.
Yeah, it is. Look at the beard on that sucker.
I know, he looks awesome.
He's got a bigger beard than I do. Jeez, I'm jealous.
All of us.
All right. Anything happened yet, or are we still moving?
Uh-oh. Something's going to happen.
Rolling for the possibility of encounter.
Did you see it? I saw it.
Love it.
All right, you guys get to advance again, but we're going to bring out, yeah, you can go up to 10 still.
I'm going to wait till you move the camels so I know which side of the camels I'm on.
Yeah, if we're singular.
At this point, who's leading the camels?
This is the question I was just going to have for Alex.
She's still got a rope on them.
Yeah, but we're single file here, so we have to figure out.
Not right now, we're not.
At the point where she is, you're going to have to go single file.
We're going to start choking, right? So we have to decide a niche because, or marching order, because we don't want to put her up by herself and have it be Alex, camel, camel, camel if she runs across something.
True. I can go forward.
Yeah, so based on what you just said, you can either have someone else up there with her, or you guys can alternate leading camels. So she leads one, then someone else leads one, and then someone else leads one, or whatever order you want to go in.
See that? He's trying to set us up.
Just presenting options.
I would almost say Redrith has the range. So if we even got stopped at the front of the path, he would still be able to fire from the back. Yeah. So what do you guys think? PC, 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 camel, 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 PC, PC?
Yeah, I'm not hating that so much.
3 of us in front and 2 of us behind, that's fine. I'm only going in the absolute front because that's what we were doing before. But I'm perfectly happy to. How light is it? I mean, it's the middle of the night, but I mean, how much light do we have? And are we carrying lit torches?
Oh, good question.
It's important.
I mean, do we have moonlight?
Yes, you do.
Well, if we have moonlight, you won't need torches.
My action on the green flame blade, I was kind of looking over these. It has to specifically say it creates light, correct? For it to do anything worthwhile.
Well, more specifically than that, it has to give an illumination range.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I did have a skill.
All right, go ahead and line up the camels also, how you guys want them.
Okay. Sorry, I'm waiting to move too. So this would put me here. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, that's a 50. Okay.
We didn't actually have the camels on the map before, so we didn't actually properly put ourselves in the correct order. So I'm just kind of putting everyone in order right now.
You're talking on the party sheet, or?
No, on the Mountain Gorge map.
All right. You might have to approve again, Keith. I got everything showing that it wants to move, but nothing moving. Is that me or you?
No, the tokens are still locked.
Gotcha.
So we're just waiting on that.
The boss man.
Yeah. That and the internet.
All holy D&D God.
He's careful there.
Does this work for people?
I mean, that's going to work. That's going to be fine.
Once we go single file, it's going to make that first camel, and me and Varric have to do some shuffling. So we'll have to decide from there, unless you want to just let out a little bit more lead rope and have 15 feet of space.
I was going to hand off the lead to one of you guys.
Okay.
Unless you guys want to go first.
No, I'll take the third position because I have a little bit of ranged stuff that I can do.
I don't have any range stuff.
Right. So I'm thinking you're going to have to.
I'm useless in melee, but I'm your guide. So I'm the closest thing we have to a guide. So I've been taking the lead.
Well, that was my question with you. Are you comfortable being up front? Because if we get a single pass.
Perfect place for an ambush, and it's not really my territory. I'm kind of wanting you two to go first.
I'm down with that. That's exactly why
I'm down
asked.
with that
Yep.
too. Yeah, fine.
Yep.
Complete and utterly. We're tanks anyway.
Yep. Exactly my thought.
Yeah, we're tanks, so we can handle it.
So as you're discussing this, both Kaylee and Mizram are looking around and looking at the general terrain and realizing that the cliffs are about 150 feet up above you. So if there is anything up there, they have a clear downward shot at you.
Oh, we're screwed.
Yeah. But it's also narrow, so if anything steps out in front of us and I'm in and gets in melee range and I'm in front, I'm in trouble. Right. But my guess is anybody ambushing us is going to start with a ranged attack from up above.
Yes.
But I still.
Go ahead.
I still would like the brothers to go in front of me because it's narrow enough that single file is a necessity, and they won't be able to squeeze past me very easily.
And I don't think we have another choice, honestly, as far as route goes. If we haven't seen optional route, then I think that's our only option.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Well, bring it on.
I'll go. I'll lead it. I'll lead this merry bunch of people.
That's basically the path you guys need to follow.
That's fine.
Yep. So you guys move out.
Can anybody hear the singing in the background?
No, why is your daughter singing?
No, my son is. He's in the shower on the other side of my wall. Aiden is singing in the shower.
Oh. No, can't hear him.
So, Mizram, you're staying at the back in the party sheet in the marching formation. We have you right behind Kaoli. I'm perfectly fine if this is the way we're going to do it.
Yeah, the reason why I'm staying in the back, once again, in case of emergency, I can switch up to spells, and I've got a couple of spells where I can protect our rear.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right, so
Rolling.
Alright.
Keep them wagons rolling. Something, rawhide.
Hey, as long as we don't die of disinfectarian, we're okay.
Pack them up, ride them in, roll them out, and doing something. For some reason, it wouldn't let me go. Oh, there we go.
yeah, it's because I'm moving everyone up.
Yeah, I see that. Oh, one of your camels now have a flat tire.
And now to make things even worse, as you get to this point, you realize that even your camels that you're riding on cannot effectively walk through here. You're going to have to dismount and lead them through.
Beautiful.
Okay. You're killing us here.
Which makes the cat the only one who doesn't have to change anything.
Okay, so I'm going to hop down to the square in front of me, I guess.
Right. Hoppity choppity.
So yeah, I guess we're gonna have to dismount.
Oh, jeez.
Since it's only single file, the camel has to put its head down and we slide down the neck. Yeah.
Yeah, unless you choose to dismount before it gets that narrow.
I would probably dismount before it gets that narrow.
It would have been more fun sliding down the neck.
That's what I was gonna
For some, it
say.
might be.
Just playing. Let's not be dumb.
Kelly at the beginning of the narrow edge was like, hey, everybody's got to dismount. We're not going to fit. Me and Eric were both like, oh.
Yeah.
So as you get to about this point,
Uh-oh.
you suddenly hear a voice coming from up above the canyon. You would suspect to the northeast of where Varric is.
Northeast. Across the river?
No. On this side of the river, but yeah, coming from up above, and you don't see anyone. It's just it's echoing, so it's really hard to kind of tell where it's coming from. And you
What was he saying?
You hear the voice say, "There is a toll for this pass. Are you willing to pay?"
Oh, big shit. Well,
I
are
have
we
nowhere
willing
to
to
We
go.
pay?
weren't told about any official toll, were we?
No. Obviously, this is bandits trying to make this their territory.
I
Okay.
say we keep walking.
That's what I figure.
What you should have applied to him was, did you say hey?
I mean, we have plenty of sand we can give them.
Are we stopping or we continue to walk while he yells stuff at us?
I'd say we'd keep walking. There's no reason for us to stop until he shows himself. If he wants to show himself and wants to do something about it, then yeah. Unless he tries to fire at us.
I
We
agree.
can't see him.
Keep rolling until he gives us an amount, approaches us like a man.
I'm gonna move one forward.
I agree. So he can approach us like a man instead of a little kid behind a rock.
That's right. Coward.
I think that sounds reasonable. All right, now let's see. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Doesn't help that they leave him unidentified to me in the list. Which one is
That's awesome.
That's terribly not helpful.
Yeah.
Not for him.
Oh, lovely. There you are. There he is. All right. So from about 100 feet up, maybe a little bit more up on that cliff to the northeast, you see a guy pop out.
Ooh, it's popping out.
Yeah, he is.
While we see him pop out, I look back at my brother and say, "Be prepared. It could be more."
I know you heard me. There's a toll to pass through here. I have at least a dozen archers trained on you.
That doesn't. I always try to say there's more than what there is.
Well, what do you want me to do, brother?
I mean, I think we still just keep walking until somebody wants to fire. Then obviously once they fire, they're going to show themselves. Because as of right now, all we see is this big ugly dude trying to push us around. I didn't get pushed around by some big ugly dude. Looks like he could use a teeth brushing.
All right.
I
So
don't know how the rest of you feel, but that's just how I feel.
you're going to keep
Still
walking?
hasn't told us. Still hasn't. Okay, well, I'm willing to keep walking, and as I'm walking, go. You still,
I'm ready to ignore him.
yeah, you still haven't told us what you want us to pay. Go out and keep walking.
Keep walking, huh?
You keep
No.
walking.
But
I
as
mean,
like I said, I'm verbalizing that as we go.
I'm
To the point that
with
he
Still
can
haven't-
hear you?
Yes, you still haven't negotiated any price.
and we're just going to keep walking. One step. Get me closer to him. That's all I have to ask.
Said he's 100 feet. I'm ready with 120 spell. I'm willing
and
to.
you have to climb to get to him unless you've got ranged. And even with ranged, unless you have a sharpshooter ability, you've definitely got, he's got cover.
He's got cover. Okay.
But with that, he kind of growls, or what sounds like a grunt growl, raises his hand. And all of these become visible.
Okay.
Ooh.
So I want to take my.
How far away are the ones
Oh,
behind us? Is the distance on the map?
The two behind you are at your level. They're on the path. They came from behind the ridge to the south and stepped behind you to cover the back. The rest of them are not only as far away as you see, but also 150 feet up. So
I'm picking up Sage in a couple hours, just so you know. So I don't have that much time.
okay,
Can I bring my car in this driveway here, or should I leave it in the church? I'll leave it in the church.
if there's room, you
wants
can.
to come see my Camaro?
I will. Okay. So, guys, I'm going to give
So-
you the bandit's offer, and then we're going to call the game for the week.
Awesome. Cool.
Okay. That's
Okay. Yeah, I'll wait.
So
I'll wait with what I'm going to do.
one of them from the northeast group, as opposed to the northwest group, shoots an arrow down clearly well in front of you, not intending to hit you, but just as a warning shot. And the Branda captain growls, 200 gold and 50 pounds of food.
Do we even have that? I don't think we have that.
Okay, so I want to take my chill touch hand. That creates a ghostly. So if I and this will have to be something that you allow me to do. So on chill touch, I create a ghostly skeletal hand in the space of a creature within range. Can I manipulate that hand as a threat, or do I have to do it as a full attack?
What's the range on it?
It's 120.
He's just out of range of that.
Oh, I thought you said 100 feet.
No, he's 100 feet up, plus at least 100 feet up, plus that distance away.
Okay.
So the others are clearly out of range because they're even further away and further up. But he's just about 150 feet away from you.
The other ones across from us, can they even touch us?
You can't.
Well, I can't touch nothing because they're all too
I'm the
far.
only one with anything that can hit most of these people.
You can see that they all have crossbows, and they are all protected behind a balustrade.
So how, like the guy straight across the river from us, what's the straight line distance to them?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 45, 50.
Target him and find out.
Plus 100 feet up.
150 feet up. And
So
then
whatever
you got to do the Pythagoras, so give me a second.
Right, exactly.
So, what was that, 60, you said?
It's 50 plus 150.
Okay, so 50.
50 and 150, I'm sorry.
50, 2,500. And escape 150 times 150, 2,500 plus. And then what is the square root of that? Come on. There we go. No. 158 feet.
Easily within my range.
If I can get 10 feet closer, I can fireball the 4 guys on the ridge. Just saying.
All right, guys, I am going to call the game at this point.
Okay.
I will leave the Zoom meeting open so you guys can talk about what you want to do for next time. I am going to go ahead and stop the recording though at this point.